Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video here on Tuesday in Marvel Strike Force. Are you ready to unlock the Big Daddy of them all Sentinels, Nimrod? Because apparently we have brand new data mines that had just come in this evening related to next week's event. So remember that the third week of October is going to be the Swamp Showdown, but of course, it wouldn't be a Swamp Showdown without an unlock event for Nimrod, right? Because that totally makes sense on the last few times where we had the Thanos shards coming from Vampiric Frenzy. So yeah, we're continuing the trend where the name of the event makes zero sense in terms of what's being rewarded and all of that. So if you want to know exactly what you need to do for a heads up on Nimrod's shards, then let's boil this down. All right, so coming soon is the Swamp Showdown, where you're gonna earn Nimrod shards. I'm sorry, I can't get over like how weird it is that they're like they just it sounds like a Man Thing event, and they just don't care. They just chuck. I mean, because that's just the way the game is right now, right? With character releases, and I guess it's a bit interesting on the back of my video yesterday morning, was it? Or whenever I put out that video about Omega Sentinel and my issues with support, because, I was talking about how we're 4 characters deep, right? Because Oath does come out tomorrow. And so we would have had Nimrod, Omega Sentinel, Blade, and then Oath, which is coming tomorrow. And so I guess this is why they decided to do that. So maybe this is good news. Now, just for the record, as of recording, I believe we're on 26 days of Nimrod, which means that by the time this event comes around, we're going to be on day 32 by the time the event starts. And I guess by the time it gets unlocked, I don't know, day 35, 36, something like that. And so what am I expecting? I'm expecting probably, I mean, I don't know for sure, right? I hope that we're getting shards like Thanos. So 70, where it's pretty easy, and then like an extra 30 if you want to push a little bit more. So what are you going to have to do? Well, Swamp Showdown milestone, earn progress in this event by spending Dead of Night energy. They love doing this right now. So this is the third week where they've actually required you to spend showcase energy, and I'm currently doing it right now because of, well, there's so many events. Where is it again? Down here, Dead of Night, Blade showcase, and actually I guess technically the Oath showcase will be out by then as well. I guess it doesn't matter where you spend it in here, but you will have to spend it in the showcase, right? And yeah, so over here, right? And that's what I'm currently doing with the current event, because it is leaderboard. You're getting 10 points. And 10 points is also what we got last time. So I don't know if it's going to be the same. We'll find out on Friday's blog post what the breakdown of the points are. But we're also collecting Swamp Army Orb fragments from ISO 8 campaign nodes. So now we've shifted from campaign energy, which is what it is currently right now, to ISO 8 energy. They really don't want you to hoard. They're using multiple energy sources and multiple coring, because you guys know that, but you don't have to, but it seems that they're pushing you towards wanting to spend 400 cores a day, 200 cores on the showcase energy, and 200 on another energy source. Now, we'll have to see, of course, when the blog goes out and then when I do my math video about whether or not that's necessary or not. But it does seem that this is a shift from previous events where it was only ever one source of coring, right? Never two. So this is a bit of a departure in that sense, and I'm a bit concerned where that might be headed. And using bonus points for using Marks for Money, Out of Time, and Superior 6 characters in War. Now, it's interesting because if you read further on, we'll get there, that you're actually going to get points now for using War Defense. That's interesting. Earn rewards including Nimrod Shards, T3 ISO 8, Dark Diamond credits, and more. Now, keep in mind, this is not a leaderboard event. So I'm not going to be hoarding this ahead of the event because I'm in a leaderboard right now. And I'd rather push this one than a non-leaderboard next week. Even though it's got Nimrod Shards, I'm assuming that it's not going to be too challenging to get to the 70 shards. And I think if you are in a decent position with these characters, that for the 3 teams, that you might be able to score, pick up these bonus points. And if you don't, then that's going to be a bit of a challenge. You'll also earn points towards the month-long, blah, blah, blah. So we know that, right? Like the currency and all that. So new, War defense scoring. To earn points for using a character on war defense, set the character on defense before the war starts. While the war is active, enter the Alliance War mode. You will earn points for that character once per war. So it sounds, this is a brand new thing because there's been a lot of complaints by especially higher up alliances where you're forced to use those characters that are traditionally war defense characters on war offense. So now it would seem that you're able to choose what you want to do. Now, whether or not it works correctly when they actually implement it, that's another thing. And I guess we won't know until next Monday. But what it sounds like is that you just set it on defense, and then once you enter war, I get, actually, I might be able to show that now because I don't know if I've done any war attacks on my main account, but there's a button, right? When you go and click on to enter war. Yeah, so this one here, that's what I'm thinking is that like after you hit ready, once you've already set your stuff before this, that you enter in and that's when you get the points for those characters if you set them on war defense. That's what it sounds like given the text, but we'll have to wait and see when it goes live, whether or not it calculates properly, if there's any it's the first time they're doing this, so I really would not be surprised if there's bugs, but they'll have to compensate it, right, if there's bugs. So I would keep, if you're someone who keeps teams like out of time on war defense, that's fine. I actually use all of these characters on war offense. Mercs for money, absolutely. Out of time, I use the out of time 4 against Alpha Flight. I'll have to find some other way to use. No, Black Knight's on defense. So that's fine. Yeah, Black Knight you take outright and use the other 4 to beat Alpha Flight, and then Superior 6 I do use on war offense as well. So it's not really a big deal for me, but for those of you who do. So that'll be interesting to see that. And then the Swamp Army Orb contains shards for Sentinel. It's not bad. Annihilators. That's not bad either. And top raid teams, whatever that means for them. It's probably going to be a low rate for these two characters or these sets of characters, and then a higher rate on like, whatever that is. It's not going to be Orcus. It's going to be like some of the older ones, along with Dark Promotion credits and Crimson Gear. So it actually sounds like a good orb, but that's going to come from the ISO 8 campaign. So make sure that you hold up your 500 ISO 8 credit packs, those energy packs that you get up. My game's loading, but I'll show you that later. Anyways, points for this. So this is the breakdown. Swamp Army Orb Fragments, Dead of Night Energy Showcase, Sugar Rush, of course, that's coming back too. Mercs for Money, and Out of Time and Superior 6 at G17, 18, and 19. Okay, so this one's a little bit bigger. Well, actually, this event was also... No, this event right now was 18 and 19. This is 17, 18, and 19. Maybe they heard some feedback on this one about that G18 as a minimum baseline was a bit too high. So now you're going to get bonus points. If this has a limit points, like does it require all 5 of the characters at these gear tier to get the maximum? Because for the rating part of things, you didn't, right? You could do it with the current event. You could do it with 1 character if you did 20 attacks. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on Friday when the blog post comes out, whether or not you actually, to get the maximum cap, if you need all of the characters at gear tier 17, 18, and 19 to get the points, or if you could just use a couple of them over 3. When it comes to war events like this, normally they do have the point limit set at 5 characters. So where you have to use like 5 characters across 3 wars. We'll have to wait and see about that though, because I definitely do not have the full slated team at G19 for sure. I have some of them at 19. Like I have Old Man Logan and Deathpool at 19. I have Black Knight at 19 and Cosmic Ghost Rider at 19. And then I have Doc Ock and Green Goblin Classic and Vulture at 19, actually. So I have a decent amount of them, but maybe about half the team of all 3 of them. So we'll have to see how that breaks down. And I'm not going to do a recommendation at this point in time for events like that. I'll probably wait until we know more about the points specifically to better understand exactly what the point breakdown is going to be, and also what you should be aiming for as far as the milestones go. Again, make sure you're holding these. So ahead of Monday, make sure that you're having like the maximum 500 so that you can do at least 10 refreshes for free then. That way you're going to get a little bit of a head. I don't normally recommend hoarding ISO 8 energy though, because normally that's going to start impacting your strike pass. I have mentioned before that you can actually hoard your campaign energy in perpetuity. However, we do have a campaign energy spending event going right now, so it doesn't really matter about that. I just would caution about hoarding. You could probably hoard actually starting ISO 8 energy for like 6 days, which I might do actually. Yeah, I might be able to do that possibly. But I've been hoarding campaign energy ahead of this next one, so I'm not sure if it's going to start impacting me, because I've also been hoarding campaign energy. And if you do both campaign energy and a degree of ISO 8 hoarding, it does end up becoming an issue. So I'm cautious. But it's not a leaderboard, so it's not really a big deal. So I'm probably not going to, actually. Normally for leaderboards, I do hoard a little bit more. Anyways, that's going to be the end of this video, everyone. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. But hey, we're finally getting a Nimrod unlock event free to play. So that's good news, I suppose. It just only took a month or so. That's it for now. Enjoy your evening, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Boilon signing out.